So, just over 9 weeks away from the start of the TST tournament, or the soccer tournaments, which many of you will know by now. But if you don't, it's a seven-a-side competition in North Carolina, America, where Argyle will be competing for the very first time. About a month ago, the two coaches, Jamie Lowry and David Norris, were announced, and they have spent that time trying to forge a squad to be successful out in the States, with the winners of the competition pocketing a cool $1 million. Winner takes all, high stakes. Now, you might have seen over the last couple of weeks that our first two players have been added to that squad, and I've got them both on the call now. Promotion winners, Graham Carey and Jake Jervis. Welcome back to Argyle, gents. Back representing the Greens, Graham. What a moment. Yeah. Who would have thought it?
It feels good. It's good to be back on board.
Yeah. Honestly, to be fair, since I've left, I've always been watching the results and stuff like that, and I've always been thinking, what if I didn't end up moving away, So, it'd be a great honour to obviously put the shirt on again.
Yeah. The reaction, I'll come to you, Jake, in a minute, but the reaction, G, when your name was announced, I think it was, what was it, 2 and a bit weeks ago, maybe just more than that, was pretty monumental. It's clear to say that your relationship with the Argyle fans may have even gotten stronger in the time that you've been away from the club.
Yeah, I think so.
If it was even possible.
No, I still get messages from the fans, and even when I went abroad, and they were always checking the results, and they'd always send good luck messages and stuff like that. And since the announcement, it's kind of gone a bit crazy. And I've been getting messages left, right, and centre. So it's always nice to obviously have that respect from the fans after you leave a club, and hopefully this summer we can do them proud.
Yeah, and Jake, similarly with you, actually, I think you were a week later than Graham, but it was almost like a signing for the first team. The amount of reaction that you guys have got for just getting involved in this tournament in the summer.
Yeah, like I said with Graham, it's weird. You have the same thing when I left as well. I left for personal reasons and things, but I'd always watch the results, come back when I could. Came back for the promotion from League One, which was amazing. And the fans are the best around when they're away. Came to the Derby Plymouth game this season as well, and you hear the way fans are, the home fans at most stadiums you go to. So the love and respect's there from my side, and I think it's the same. I'm feeling the love on socials and the messages I'm getting regarding playing in the tournament, so it feels good. Yeah, it's nice to get that kind of respect and love back from the club as well.
Yeah. Be honest now, guys. TST, what did you know about it before you kind of got the call up to this? Start with you, Jake, because I think you do know a bit about it.
Yeah, it was. I've got friends that have played in it for Wrexham and different things, and I've kind of seen it on socials and stuff. But when I got asked to play in it, it was a bit more of a dive into it, seeing what the tournament was about, and you could see all the names that are involved, the big teams and stuff. So it was exciting. It was exciting to be involved in something like that, and then especially playing for Plymouth as well makes it extra special as well.
What about you, Graham? Had you seen much about the tournament before?
I've seen a little bit of it last summer. Obviously, I didn't watch any of it, but I've seen a bit of some snippets on social media and stuff about it, and it looked quite fun, to be fair. The atmosphere looked great, and then this year when the club announced that they were participating in it, I was like, oh, sounds like something that I'd probably be interested in. And then it was probably, honestly, maybe a couple of days later, Jake texted me saying, do you fancy it? And then it started snowballing, So as soon as the club announced they were playing in it, and then I was thinking, what am I doing in the summer? And I just thought it'd be a great opportunity to represent the club again, and on a different kind of platform, and obviously play with players that you played with in the past and that you have some good memories with, and yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. What are you expecting then, G? What are you expecting from the whole experience? You know, football side of it, but also kind of everything else that goes around the tournament.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure really. Obviously, there's different rules, and I've still not really checked out all of the rules, but it's going to be a different type of football. I think it's going to be very hectic and very fast paced, being on a smaller pitch and obviously with shorter time. But it'd be just a great experience, and yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the rules, Jake. Have you had a heads up from some of the pals that have played in it before? Because the target score time at the end is the big one that I'm still trying to get my head around. Players going off the pitch, the game continuing even though a team's winning. Are you prepared for that?
To be fair, I played in when I was younger, when I was under 17s and 18s at Birmingham in the Hong Kong Soccer Sevens, and there's something similar then, but that was extra time. So extra time, one player would come out, and then it ended up being like 2v2 in the end, and you've got a goalkeeper, you've got a mark, and it just gets crazy and stuff. But yeah, it's like I say on that level there where it's mentioned about the certain scores. You got, if you're down, you've got to get up to that score. If it's what, like the ins and outs of it still needs to be discussed really. But yeah, it sounds like, well, it will either be one of those whoever's the fittest is staying on, or it's one of those if someone that's good at 1v1s go out there and just take everyone on. I don't know how it'll work, but we'll see as we get out there and get involved in the games and see how they progress really.
1v1, if it ever gets down to that sort of stage, could be absolute carnage, couldn't it?
Oh, massively. I'll let G can drop a few step overs. Go on, G. All the best, mate.
Couple of step overs and then just plant one in the top corner. That's the plan.
You can do it from 40 yards out as well, so it's all
right. Exactly. I mean, it is obviously, you know, a football tournament, and there's a lot of stuff that goes around it with sort of, you know, marketing opportunities for the club, and you know, the Americans put their slant on this tournament. It is their tournament. You know, everything can be over the top, but it is a football tournament ultimately, and there's $1 million prize at the end of it for the team that wins, Graham's. And you know, you still play at top level.
Yeah.
Jake still plays. I know, you know, the team behind the picking of the squad are trying to get players that are competitive to win it. You know, you can't take that competitive edge out of you guys, can you?
No, not at all. Because it's obviously still a showcase for us to showcase our ability, you know, and that we can still perform at a decent level, you know. And I think when you look at the recruitment of other teams as well, they're taking it really seriously. So there's no reason why we shouldn't do the same. And it's going to be tough. I've seen some of the teams getting put together, so it's going to be a very competitive tournament, and it looks like everyone's going there to try and win it.
Yeah, I mean, there are, like Jake, Borussia Dortmund putting a team in, Villarreal putting a team in again. You've got Bournemouth that are stepping up this year as well, you know, and they, you know, have big backing and following in America. But as G says, they're putting together like pretty quality teams. There are ex-Premier League, ex-internationals, World Cup winners that are going to be in this competition that we've got to try and compete with.
Yeah, I think that's what's exciting about it as well, especially at the age we're at now in a career and where we're at. You don't really get asked to play in big tournaments and stuff like this as well, and you don't get the opportunity really. So it's good on that side as well to really take that opportunity and give your all while you still can, to be honest. For me, it was, like I say, the competitive edge is still there. I still got that switch, even though I'm playing at a lower level. I still get that football fix from it, and really, I'm still competitive just like I was before. I still demand from people. Some people might not like it, but that's just who I am. So still have that, and I know me and Graham were both the same. We used to go back and forwards quite a lot of things because we had high expectations and demands of the team, and I think that's what's so good about the squad that we had as well. Pushed ourselves, and I think it'll be the same when we're out there. When it gets to the actual games and stuff, we'll turn it on and do our best we can.
Yeah, but also off the field, you know, it is kind of like a football team is kind of built around, you know, good relationships, and you two, well, this will be the third time that you've ended up playing together, G. Ross County, Argyle, and then Argyle at TST.
Yeah. No, I mean, with Jake, I always enjoyed playing with Jake because for me, the type of player, being creative player, Jake could always give you 100%, and he'd always make runs. When we spoke to each other, we always kind of played well off each other, So, and then just getting to know Jake off the pitch, that really makes the team better, And like Jake said, the team that we had that got promoted, the togetherness off the pitch was just as important as it was on the pitch, So, but no, it'd be great to play with Jake again, and hopefully he still has a bit of pace, so he can use him in the 1v1s, So, so yeah, no, it's going to be great.
You're both nominating each other to play in the 1v1s, by the way, here.
Oh, fancy
Well,
us.
Jake's
I
probably
fancy us
fitter
to
than me.
definitely in the 1v1s. I'll have to do the running for him, but he can go and do his magic.
Just a little thing on playing for Argyle again. You both sort of touched on it right at the beginning, but if you go through both of your careers here, Graham, 4 seasons spent at Home Park, 197 matches, 49 goals. Jake, 3 full seasons, 127 games, 31 goals. There were a Wembley appearance, which we'll keep hush hush. Big games against Liverpool, promotion in there. Good runs in League One as well. It was only positive times, Jake, wasn't it? Really, whilst you were at Argyle on the main, it clearly has made a massive kind of impression on you. And I know, speaking to you before, it was like one of your favourite times in the game when you were down with us.
It was, yeah, it was. It brought the love back to the game, to be honest, at a time where things were a bit up and down with things. Derek gave me the opportunity again, and then gave me the opportunity just to play games as well. I think that was the first time I'd had runs of games where sometimes I might not have had a great game, but it kept me in the next game, and it gives you that confidence. So I think for me, it allowed me to kickstart my career and play games, and then I obviously scored goals from the get-go there, which obviously helps to settle you in and helps on the fan side of things as well. So that just grew, really. That just grew over the time. The players we had there, I think we always talk about it. Like, you speak to Sars, you speak to Sonny, the boys that were there, they always talk about how great squad it was, and it's hard to replicate that even when they've had promotions elsewhere. Probably Sars, he's had about 20 promotions. Like, he still talks about the one that we had, obviously, with our boys and stuff. So it was, it's definitely good times. Not just on the pitch, but off the pitch, like Graham said there. You build relationships, but I loved living in Plymouth. It's where my little daughter grew up. Partner enjoyed it there as well, so it's it all came together really for on and off the pitch.
Yeah, what was it about Plymouth and Argyle for you, G, as well, when that kind of brought the best out of you? Because you went on and did well in Europe and stuff, but if you look back through stats and stuff of your career, that's where you were most prolific, was with us.
Yeah, it was just, to be fair, when Derek brought that squad together, he kind of changed the way he played the game. I think up in Scotland, it's a lot more, I would say, physical, more back to front. I think, but the squad he assembled gave us all that freedom to go and express ourselves and be on the front foot and be a top team. Whereas before when we were at Ross County, we were battling, and you need to stay in games because it's tough up here. But I think when we went to League Two, he gave a lot of players freedom to go express themselves, and it shows by the stats, because a lot of players at that time were like returning the best stats of their careers, and I think for me personally, I just really settled living there. I think it's it's a different place because it's so far away from everything. It's like you can't just you have a couple of days out. You can't just go home because it's so far. So it means the squad is always there and they're always together. And I think, especially away games when we're traveling 5, 6, 7 hours on a bus, it really brought the squad together, and I think that's what made it so special.
Yeah, we've got about a 10-hour flight, I think, to be together for this one. So bring back some haunting memories.
I'll tell you what, we've had some longer journeys than that, trying to get to London sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Peterborough as well. League One Peterborough, that was a nightmare first game of the season.
Yes, because I remember covering that game, and I remember hearing I went up slightly earlier than the team by all accounts, and I heard that was a nightmare.
I think it was 3 a.m, was it?
Something mad in the end.
Something mad, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Right. When was the last time either of you played 7-a-side, by the way?
5-a-sides?
Other than
5-a-sides with mates and stuff like that.
couldn't even tell you.
Training. No.
Yeah, training, I suppose you have the small-sided games, don't you? So that there's a little bit in there. Jake, you said you played it when you were younger, but 5-a-side / 7-a-side experience?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I mean, I've had some managers that have had some big pitches for 5v5s, so I could imagine it'd be quite similar to that, but I think it's going to be tough for everyone that's not done it before, especially with the weather as well. It's going to be hot, so there will be a lot of changes throughout the game. So, but I think that's what makes it so special and interesting. It's something that we're not used to, and it's out of our comfort zone. But I think as long as we go enjoy ourselves and obviously represent the club properly, I think it'll be a great experience, and hopefully we can adjust and put on some good performances.
Yeah, and just on playing for representing Argyle again, Jake. I don't know what the kit's going to be like. I don't know whether it'll be the same as what the first team wear, or whether it's going to be something new. But what will it mean to you to kind of just be out there representing Argyle again after however many years it's been?
Yeah, it'd be special. Like I say, it's something like talk stats wise, where on the pitch it's meant a lot. But like I say, there's an affiliation and a good feeling between the fans, myself, Graham, and a lot of people that are going as well. So it'll just be a good feeling to be involved with the club again, and you'll never lose that kind of feeling, even going for your life. And we'll enjoy telling the stories to hopefully our grandkids and all that. As you get older and all that stuff. So it stays with you, and obviously getting an opportunity again to play, it's just another thing that you can be proud of, really, to represent the club and for yourself as well.
How much are you looking forward to it, Graham?
Yeah, do you know what? The one thing that annoys me from my time at Argyle is that I finished on 197 and not 200. So hopefully I can get 3 more appearances and make it 200. Because that's the one thing that annoyed me. I left and I was like, I couldn't believe I was so close to 200. And then, so now I have an opportunity to do that. So it's going to be special.
Yeah, and 1 more goal gets you to 50 as well. So there you go.
There you go.
Even more incentive.
Yeah.
Get out there and score and win.
The last team standing.